It is time for Legal Lane with your host, Vanessa Lane Jennings, in the studio right now, ready to answer your questions by way of the telephone. The phone number is 622-9622. If you have a question that Vanessa can help you out with, I'm guessing that sometimes it can be handled real quickly with a phone call to a radio show. Other times you might need to go sit with Vanessa and talk about your legal circumstances. And, sometimes if it's... a little weight off your shoulders goes a long way, don't you think? Good morning, Vanessa. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good to see you.
It's good seeing both of you. How's everyone this morning?
It's a little worried. Look at that pink cup you got.
I know, isn't it?
Are you ready to jump start this? We've got a phone call coming in already.
Absolutely.
Good morning. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Hey, good morning. I got a question. I'm a convicted felon. I've been a convicted felon. I haven't been in trouble in like 22 years, and I've had a steady job the whole time, paid taxes. I'm fixing to buy a house. I'm married. We got a child that's 19 years old. She's in the Air Force, and I'm wondering if there's any kind of way, I can maybe get my rights back. I just want to vote. You know what I mean? I pay taxes. I work hard every day. I see. I don't mean to bring it up, but illegal immigrants get rights to vote. They're just coming into the country, and I've lived here for 22 years and busted my back for 22 years, and I just, it wasn't really serious offenses, and I was, like I said, I was in my 20s, I was 19, 20 years old, and I'm 40 years old now, and I just, I'm tired of not having a say in my vote and maybe not even being able to protect myself with a firearm. I've resorted to doing martial arts. I do martial arts 5 days a week, because I want to be able to protect myself and my family if something goes down, and I just, I don't know.
Interesting question.
I need to find out how I can go about getting my rights back, or at least a right to vote or something,
That is a very good question. You need
I'll
to
take my answer off the air, so I'm not wasting you guys' time.
No,
Okay.
you're good. You're good. Thank you for your question.
Very interesting question.
It is. That is something that I get a lot, is people who have lost their, they're convicted felons, so they don't have the rights. They make it all the way through, like this gentleman did, and turn themselves around and they go forward.
Right.
And the answer really is he needs to go see a criminal defense attorney, and then they'll help him with the clemency, because that's what he's going to have to have. He's going to have to get pardoned
By the governor?
By the governor. Mhm.
Really?
Yep. And there's like little ins and outs and little tricks, but those are all little secrets that criminal defense
Really?
attorneys like to keep. But yeah, so if you go ahead and he calls any criminal defense attorney in town, or wherever town he's in,
Isn't that you?
Well, yeah.
Criminal defense attorney? He can call you?
He can call me.
Okay.
So
don't take all
you
the
are a
work,
criminal defense attorney?
Yes.
So he could,
I do criminal
and I wasn't
defense.
sure that I wasn't sure if you were directing to somebody else or you are one of many people who could help him.
I am one of
Several people. Okay.
Several people in town who would be able to help him
So
with that issue.
here's something I don't understand. So somebody commits a crime, they serve their time, they don't get their rights back? They live the rest of their lives without rights?
That's correct.
What's going on?
I was just advised that I was too far from my microphone.
Oh, okay. I'm trying my best, and the VU is going up good. Good.
He says now.
Oh, now it is.
He's very bossy.
Yes, well, he's a boss. It's his job. His job is
guess
to
so.
be bossy.
But anyway, so they, they serve their time, but it's not just serving your time. It is a lifelong
But I mean,
issue that they have to deal with.
And is that the way the law is written? The law is written that if you break the law and are found guilty, then from now on you will no longer be able to vote.
If you're a convicted felon.
Really?
Yeah, and they're not allowed to own firearms anymore. I mean, they lose.
Even if they didn't commit a crime using a firearm?
Well, let me rephrase that, because actually, technically, they can own a firearm. They're not allowed to possess. So if they own it and they never touch it, and it's never in their possession.
Yeah.
That's okay, but it's not okay to actually possess it.
I didn't
and that
know.
includes bullets, because I've had a couple cases recently where there was like a bullet on a keychain, and I mean, those have their own little loopholes.
They
and
got in
fun
trouble
things.
for that.
Yes.
Really?
Or brass knuckles. That was another one.
Oh.
So you should have a song instead of all about the bass. I'm all about the treble, because that sounds like trouble. I'm all about the treble. Are you ready for the next call?
Absolutely.
Good morning. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Yes, good morning.
it's not just getting out of jail because you could be paroled early. You also have to finish your probation. Some probations last a number of years after you've been released from jail. But you can't apply to get your rights back until you've completed the full probation term as well.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. But you still have to apply. It doesn't happen automatically.
Correct. If you don't apply, even if it's all like the other gentleman who called in, he was all done. But that's how it works.
Wow.
You have to finish everything.
I never knew that.
And that doesn't seem fair. I mean, he seems like an upstanding guy. He served his time. He's got a family. He's worked in the community for 20 years and everything, yet somebody that comes in here illegally has more rights than he does.
Well, theoretically, we were all illegal at one point in time, or our families were.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that.
I was illegal at one time?
Well, not necessarily you, but your family. They just came here. This took this country back.
Oh, you mean my ancestors?
Yeah, your ancestors, yes.
Yeah, somebody was illegal.
Somewhere along the line.
It is strange when things are illegal, isn't it? Like you're not allowed to go backwards down a one-way street.
Mm-hmm. And I just give you a look. No, you're not allowed to go backwards down any street for that.
So if he calls you then to hire you as his attorney, what do you do? Do you have an interview type meeting first, and then you do the papers, or does he go to the next level? How does that work?
Well, that's how, when anyone comes in, there's an intake process that takes place. So you go through and there's a whole bunch of questions because there's an application for different things. Like if someone wants their case sealed or expunged, there's certain questions for a sealing, there's certain questions for an expungement because they are different things. And you have to go through all the steps, and you got to make sure they qualify because otherwise they'll be throwing money, away.
Really?
Because there's application fees.
So when a president leaves office,
yes,
every single time he has excused or whatever they say, pardon, thank you, like 20 different people. So is that the same thing? People petition the president, but he doesn't do it until he gets out of office?
Well, that's when they blanket do it, because sometimes if you do it while you're in office, this is just a political theory. If they were doing it in office and something happens, like that person goes and does something else, they're in office and then that stains their presidency. But if they're already done and it's on the way out the door, you really don't care as much.
So do you literally have to go with your client up to the governor's office? How does that work?
There's a whole process. You'll have to come and find out.
Oh, wow.
Really?
This is interesting.
No, we're not going to the governor's office, no.
I'll just come along. I don't want to be the person.
No, we don't have to go to the governor's office.
Oh, you don't?
No.
What if you win the lottery? Do you have to go? If I won the lottery.
Yes.
She's looking at me funny.
I'm like, okay, this is outside of my scope. I don't know anything about
But if I
lottery.
and a lot of people say this. It's not just me.
Okay.
A lot of people say, if I win the lottery, I'm not going to tell anybody. First thing I'm going to do is see an attorney. And I'm going to have that attorney tell me what I can do so I can kind of keep this a big secret so nobody knows I won the lottery. Could you be the person who comes to us?
Sure, I'd have to figure out what that is because no one I know has ever won the lottery, so I have not researched that. So, one, we need to change that. All of my friends need a little bit better luck so they win lotteries. But absolutely, we want to go and at least find out what you want to do with the money. I would go see an attorney and I would go see an accountant. Those are the two people I would see if I won the lottery.
Which first? Which would you see first?
Probably the accountant first.
I think we've got music going on. We've got to take a break.
Oh,
okay.
We will be right back. Vanessa is here, and Vanessa Lane Jennings, and your questions are very cool. We had 2 really good calls so far. Keep them coming. 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. More clouds and sun, warm but humid on this Friday with a couple of showers and thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon. Watch for flooding downpours, the high 87 to 91. Mostly cloudy Friday night with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm around early. Low 68, inland 74 along the coast. For Saturday, more clouds and sun with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm, especially in the afternoon, the high 85 to 89. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
On Saturday, May 21st from 6:30 till 9 p.m., the Appleton Museum of Art invites you to a second Family Night at the Museum event where the artwork comes to life. Go on a flashlight scavenger hunt to meet artists throughout the centuries. Enjoy snacks in the cafe, multicultural art activities in the art space, and lots of other surprises. Tickets are $10 for Appleton members and $15 for non-members. For more information, visit appletonmuseum.org.
WWOCA,
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Hi, I'm Fran Darkington. When I need news, I pass the rest and tune to the source. WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Vanessa Lane Jennings always makes Fridays fun. I love this segment.
She does.
I'm always afraid you're not going to be here. It's like the last minute, like I'm ready to play last week's show, and there you are outside the window.
That's how it is with all aspects of my life, though. No one thinks I'm going to be anywhere.
That's a good thing.
I run over every single day.
What happens if you don't rise when the judge enters his room? All rise. What happens if you don't?
You can be held in contempt of court.
Don't we have a right to sit?
Not when the judge enters the court.
Really? So
It's his court, his rules.
the judge's room, what do you call it?
It's his house.
Chambers.
That's the
Not chambers, the courtroom.
The courtroom.
Yeah, it's courtroom.
The Constitution does not apply in there.
Of course it applies in there. That's like where it reigns supreme.
Well, then I should be able to sit.
Not when the judge tells you to stand.
Really? Why? Is it because he is the law?
It's deference.
If I
showing
say,
respect.
well, nobody stands for me when I walk into a room.
Become a judge and we'll stand for you.
See, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Those 3 years.
That's a veterinary term, by the way.
What?
A veterinary term when the horse will stand for the other horse?
No, it's not the same thing.
Right. Clearly, I know nothing about horses because I'm just looking at you.
All right, we have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Vanessa.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Say, if you are legally separated and you win the lottery or you go to Las Vegas and you have a big time down there and have big winnings, you have to share that with your spouse.
Okay. Well, in the state of Florida, there's no such thing as a legal separation. So we start there. Certain states have legal separations. We do not have that in the state of Florida. That would become a nice contentious family law case because you and your attorney's argument would be that from the time, because you would have had, if you're doing a legal separation, we're just going to call that you filed for divorce, but you're actually not divorced yet. You're going to call the time of demarcation or the time where all your assets and your liabilities are yours is the day of the filing of the petition, where the other side will claim you're not divorced yet, so that portion is theirs. So it'd be a nice little fight.
What exactly does a legal separation mean then?
Well, there's different states that actually have a legal separation where they require you to be separated for 6 months, a year, whatever the term period is in that state, before you're able to get a divorce or file for divorce. Florida doesn't work that way. Florida, you can just file for divorce because it's Florida.
Okay, well, it doesn't pertain to my situation if my wife is listening. But I know of somebody up north that's going through a lot of baloney right now with this, that, and whatnot. And he asked me the question last week. He said he's so dang mad at his wife. He's going to Las Vegas and having one heck of a good time. And I said, well, if you win something out there, you might have to share with her. He said, I'm not sharing nothing with her. I said, well, I don't know about that. I'll find out on Friday's program. So thank you.
Nice.
Well, right. It depends if they have a legal separation. If they have a legal separation in their state, he might be okay. I just don't. Depends what state he's in.
Yeah. Play him the tape.
you.
You'll never remember all that. Thank you. Appreciate the call.
Have a good day. Thanks.
So when the judge comes in, do I have to call him Your Honor? Or Her Honor?
You don't have to call him anything.
Oh, you don't? I thought Your Honor had, like, that's like rising.
Well, you stand, and then when they speak to you, you can just talk.
Oh, you don't have to say Your Honor?
I mean, I do.
Oh, you do?
But
Does he pick on you if you say Your Honor, if you say the H? If you
I have not tried that. But, most of the judges
Have you ever
in
made
town
the
know
judge
me
laugh? Have you ever made him laugh?
on a daily basis.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. But I have a good rapport with most of the judges.
Yeah,
Where they realize they know my sense of humor.
Okay.
So there's one particular judge in this town that in longer proceedings, like when it's a cattle call and there's like a lot of proceedings and they're making their jokes, they know that I get their humor and they'll just look at you. And they're like, they're waiting for your reaction. If you don't get it,
really?
I got a Miss Jennings, I didn't get a reaction from you today. That wasn't as funny as it was last week. I'm sorry. It's the same joke. But, every judge is different. So you just, for me as an attorney, I cater to whatever their personality tends to be.
But you don't know who the judge is when you represent your client until you get notification from the court. When you book the court date, then they'll tell you who your judge is.
Well, no, I'll know as soon as it's filed.
Oh,
Well, if it's a
okay.
brand new case, because it'll be given when you get your case number. There's the way the case numbers are written out. The last two numbers tell you what judge you're getting,
Oh, okay.
or what division the case is in, and then that's assigned to a judge. So
How much time does the judge spend with the work that you've done and the other attorney has done? Assuming a person on trial has two people, one against him and one for him, right? You're the defending attorney, so you're for him. The other one is against him. So the judge has to spend time with your paperwork and the other attorney's paperwork, right? How much time do they spend? Or is it all done right there at the bench?
I'm going to say every judge is different.
Oh, really?
Some judges do a lot of prep work, and they know that case inside and outside. Others do not. And that's not just in this jurisdiction. I'm talking about
Everywhere?
I practiced in Miami-Dade County, Broward County, Sarasota.
So some of them
such
literally
as-
show up, sit at the desk or the bench, whatever you call it, and then
and
read.
say, let's see what we've got here. I've heard that before.
Oh, wow.
Let's see what we've got here. Okay.
And do you then have to clarify what's the written word? Because sometimes the written word needs a little bit of help.
Well, it depends what we're there for. I mean, because that's sometimes if you just have a motion on, like let's say it's a motion for contempt, they can read the motion that you wrote, and then at that point in time, you're not going to be explaining it, but you're going to put forth evidence for your clients, showing why the other side is contemptuous and why they didn't do what they're supposed to do.
Well, how can the judge be objective then if the judge themselves goes over the whole case even before you have your chance to present it to them?
Well,
both
because you
sides?
don't file the evidence necessarily with it. Sometimes you could have exhibits and things like that, but you don't get into all the minute details until you're in
Oh.
court. And they don't hear the defenses. That's only one side. And so if the other side didn't give a written response, because sometimes, sticking with the same type thing with motion for contempt and enforcement, there's times when the other side won't respond, and there's others in writing. They'll just wait till it goes to court and you'll respond in court. There's other times where there's a written response, and then they show all the evidence. They put exhibits in, show why they're wrong, and then you duke it out in the courtroom.
Oh.
Duke it out. I like that
like that.
expression. Are you allowed to say a prayer in court? Like if before the whole thing started, you say, "Your Honor, could I please say a prayer?" And then you hold hands and
Kumbaya it out.
yeah. Can you do that?
I'm going to go with separation of church and state. there's might be an issue. But I know they say the Pledge of Allegiance in some courtrooms before they start.
But that's not
hearings.
prayer.
That's not. No, they'll do that, but that's as far they'll go.
They won't let you pray?
I don't.
Out loud?
I've never asked, but that goes back to praying in school, and you can, but you got to do it by yourself, and it can't be organized. And
Really? So the Constitution does not apply?
but that does apply because there's separation between church and state.
Not in the Constitution. Where?
Should I even start pulling out the Constitution for you? That'll be on the next break.
So the Constitution does say that church and state should be separated? I thought it said Congress shall establish no religion.
Right. That's the separation of church and state.
Really?
It's interpretation then.
Oh, really? That's how they've interpreted it?
No. Yeah. No. I have a whole case laws to give you, but we'll do that off the air.
No. I'm not.
I don't want.
I'm not. I don't know any of this
when we're
stuff.
done. No, when we're
I just
done.
do a radio show.
I know that. I'll fill you in, but
I
I
can
want
tell you
to
this: I like canned spinach more than I do fresh spinach. I just like it better.
You like what spinach?
Canned, like Popeye.
Cans?
Canned spinach.
That's very unfortunate. How did this happen?
It's so much better. You heat it up, put salt and butter on
Robin,
it.
how do you deal with this?
It is so much better.
No, I got to go with him on this one because it really takes a lot to wash those spinach leaves to get all that grit out of there. I do.
Both of you.
It takes me a long time.
See, I just put the bag in the colander and then just.
Oh, you get it in the bag already, all done.
Yeah, you don't pick it out of the field like we do?
Oh, wait. What? What field? Where are we going?
I'm teasing.
So going back to the first caller now, if he
Yes, back to him.
if he wrote a letter to the president and then he wanted him
Just
to
the governor. We don't have to go all the way to the president.
Oh, okay, but I mean, because the president pardons people.
Right, and there's
could he do
clemency.
that? Would he be pardoned from the president, or is this like?
I
not
don't
a-
believe he will rise to the level that would get him what he wanted if he sends a note to the president.
Oh,
I mean, they do a lot of them, but that would be a lot of people, so they don't do it that way. They send it to the governor.
and then do
You
you just,
normally wait till the governor's about to leave office.
Oh, and
So
then
it's time to do it.
and then you send it to the governor on paper, or do you actually physically go up there and plead your case?
There's lots. No, it's in writing.
Oh,
There's
okay.
little process you have to go through.
That is fascinating stuff. I really hope he gets his rights back because boy, I felt bad for him. But you
Yep, I
can't
do.
though. You have to be very objective when you do this to make sure everything is.
Can I ask you a question about prayer in the courtroom? So if I
Going back to praying in the courtroom.
say a prayer,
Yes.
all I'm doing is speaking.
Yes, you're allowed to do that. You yourself. But if you're trying to get the entire courtroom to join you, that's a different situation.
Okay. So I can pray out loud in the courtroom, correct?
You could. I mean, he could still ask you to be quiet. I mean, more, or I say he or she could still ask you to stop talking. It has nothing to do with the prayer. It just has to do with disrupting
The talking, okay.
judicial economy and disrupting.
But does
the
it
process
apply in the
courtroom.
church? Can a judge be told, "Hey, please don't say anything more" by the pastor? you're talking legal.
Yes.
Yeah?
Sure. Why not?
Don't tell me
Because
about.
he's not in. Because then he's out in. He's not
Then he's-
being official.
Just talking though.
Right.
So many things about your business or your profession, I should say. It's not really a business. Well, it is, but it's a profession.
When you do have a case and you get your case number back with the assigned judge, how long does it take then before you actually go to court?
Well, it depends what type of case it is.
Oh,
Because that's going to be a different for every single type of case. Family law, you might not need to go to court for a really long time because there's a lot of things you could do outside of the courtroom, and there's a lot of things you have to do outside the courtroom. Getting all your mandatory disclosures, getting all your documents, requesting things, doing discovery, depositions, mediation. There's all kinds of things you're doing outside the courtroom before you ever see it inside the courtroom.
Wow.
okay. So you get your case number, but you don't get the date yet because it all depends on what you have to do.
That's correct.
So much,
The dates are
so much we
later.
don't know about what you do.
Wow.
That's why we need an attorney.
Fascinating.
Vanessa, how do we get a hold of you at your office?
You call 352-804-0092 and speak to Matt or Sally.
And you like fresh spinach better.
I like fresh spinach better, yes.
But
But it's National Pick Strawberry Day, so.
It is.
There you go.
Gosh, pick strawberry. Thank you, Vanessa. Gosh, what a fun show. All right, we will be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio.